All right, let's go out and check on our little chickies, shall we? Yeah, we got to check on our little chickies. So if you're just tuning in, we had a surprise hatch in our coop. It is the first time this has ever happened to me. I want to be really clear about that, right? We're pretty diligent about collecting eggs for reasons, right? I need to collect them to either sell or incubate. I need to have control, and I don't want random chicks hatching in our coop. However, these two lovely hens managed to somehow find a way to sneakily in the coop, which is an enclosed place I go into every day. Somehow they managed to hatch out 4 little chicks. And they're being phenomenal moms, absolutely amazing moms. But when they took them out of the coop into the big flock, it was a little too much. The turkey did not like the intruders, which is kind of typical for turkey, right? They're not guard animals by any means, but they're very attuned to changes. They're very alert to changes. And these guys were a change, even though they're no threat, even though they're just little cute fluff balls. They were intruders. And so the turkey were trying to do what they do, which is stomp the intruders out. The 2 little hens were valiantly, and doing a fabulous job, by the way, protecting their babies. And so they were getting the stomps and taking the brunt of it. They're not hurt by any means, but it's not a situation that I wanted to let go. So we moved the babies and the hens in with our grow out pen. Our grow out pen here is still a little in flux because now with these chicks out, I had to chase them out from behind the coop. Do you notice that moms and the chicks are kind of running the place, and these guys were all hanging in the corner? So the dynamic, and the chicks moved in here 2 days ago now. So in 48 hours, the dynamic has changed from this little flock of hooligans running the joint to them being essentially submissive to 2 moms and their 4 babies. Is everybody eating and drinking? Of course they are. No problems. But yeah, these guys give the moms a wide berth. And today will be fat. They all go into the coop at night together with no problems. So that is not an issue. But today is going to be fascinating because we are going to get rain. And probably a lot of rain. It's going to happen a little bit later in the day. So I'm going to be curious to see, obviously I'm going to have to run down here and get sopping wet to go check on my 4 little chicks and make sure that moms have taken them in and they're not, out here getting soaking wet. I expect that will be the case because these moms have been very doting. But it'll be interesting to see if they allow the rest of the chickens to pile in with them, or if I'm going to come out here and find a whole bunch of tiny wet chickens while mom and their 4 babies are comfy cozy in the coop. Nothing will happen, right? Worst case scenario, I will force the situation if they need to all be in the coop, and they'll be fine. Nobody will hurt each other. But yeah, this whole flock of hooligans, I'll call them teenagers at this point. They're getting close to being mature adult, are fully submissive to those 2 hens and their babies. And now those 2 hens and their babies are coming around the corner here. Look at that. Of course, as she did that, she ran over one of her babies and rolled them. But chicks bounce. So yeah, we've got 4 little chicks and 2 mama hens that have absolutely terrorized an entire flock of teenage chickens. It's hilarious. So also, if you see them poking around, their food is in the coop today. It's not my favorite place to put it because it takes up some floor space and that leaves a little bit less floor space for them. But with torrential downpour expected at any given time throughout the day, I need to make sure that their food doesn't get wet and moldy. I love watching them. Can you see? They just tuck themselves in They just literally shoved themselves right under mama. Woo! Yep, the wind kicked up. Both moms sat down and the babies are gone. So I have no worries about the babies being fine. Mom will take care of them. But I think I'm going to need to finish up chores pretty quickly here because, yeah, that wind has picked up. I don't know that the sky has darkened, but the noise and the breezes and everything else tell me I probably should get my act in gear and get back to the house. I have all the dogs out, and we're all enjoying this fabulous temperature, but I don't think I'm supposed to be out here too much longer. So anyway, that's the update on mom and their chicks. And yeah, as soon as that wind kicked up, woof, they sat down and tucked those chicks in, and the chicks instinctively knew what to do, and you wouldn't even know there were chicks there. So when it comes to rain, weather, etc., I have no worries about them. And this group here is starting to make their way out now that the moms have settled over there. They're like, okay, we can come out on this side. So anyway, that's what's going on. And I'll keep you updated on the chicks as the days progress, but they are clearly doing just fine. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. And until next time, I've got work to do. Bye for now.